Hey guys, my name is James Walsh, and you are listening to the Wrestling Epicenter here on YouTube. I want to thank you for finding us. Please do me a favor and click that subscribe button and the notifications bell. And if you get the chance on this video, click the like button. If you do, it'll turn blue. Check it out. Also, check out WrestlingEpicenter.com for all this great content available in MP3 format, our online store that'll keep us going free and clear, daily news updates, as well as all the information from the history of professional wrestling you could possibly ever want. Check out WrestlingEpicenter.com online right now. Without any delay, let's get to your interview here on the Wrestling Epicenter.
And actually joining us on the line, I believe we're getting started right away, is the Queen of Extreme, Francine, with us?
Wow, that was quick.
I'm prompt. I'm not
You're
late.
Prompt. You're
Yeah.
never late.
No.
All right. Well, we know that from the past, every Wednesday night for almost a year there. So welcome back to the Wednesday night airwaves.
Thanks. How's everybody doing?
Everybody's doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. A little tired, but otherwise everything's great. And you know, I'm still up. But I'm okay.
we're keeping you up past your bedtime tonight.
It's okay. Yeah, I can hang out. It's fine.
That's cool.
Well,
That's
James
cool.
has been up since 1 in the morning. Is that right?
Yeah. You got to listen to this. I'm supposed to start work at 4 in the morning, but for some reason this morning I half out of it. Got out of bed 3 hours early. Showed up to work and nobody was there, and I figured out. And I looked at the clock and I was 3 hours early to work. So.
Are you kidding me?
I'm out of my mind this week. It's these early hours are going to kill me.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So everything's going okay with the pregnancy?
Everything's great. Just went to the doctor on Monday, and I was told I have a very active baby. Doesn't want to stay still for pictures. Listening to the heartbeat, it was twirling all over the place. So yeah, everything's great so far. Thank God.
We have the same situation going on. We tried to get that nuchal translucency. I don't know where they named this thing from. And this thing would not look at the camera. It wouldn't go where it was supposed to. Every time they got close, it turned away. I mean, this kid, I think we have two very caffeinated people that created this baby, and I think unfortunately it's rubbed off on the baby because it's out of its mind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
my baby was thumbs up and waving and just cute little stuff, but then when they have to take certain pictures of every bone and all that stuff, and they were trying to take pictures of the spine, and the baby would just not stay still, and we had to get 2 other doctors to come in, and they were all like massaging my belly, and the one doctor was poking at me, and I was there like over an hour longer than I should have been just to get the one picture needed. So yeah, my baby is a bit active.
Did they poke and prod you hard with that thing that they use?
You know what, they did, and they kept apologizing, but it's okay because I told them I've been through worse in my life, so I could take a little bit of probing. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure because I mean I've always been tiny, and now that my stomach is kind of expanding, it kind of hurts because I'm not used to being this weight. I've gained about 20 pounds, which they say is normal. They say usually about 30 to 35. I know a lot of my girlfriends have gained 80, so I think I'm under the point. But yeah, they were poking me, just trying to get to move in the right direction. But I think I have a stubborn little one.
I know the feeling. Well, congratulations again, and we didn't just bring you on just to talk about babies, though. And
okay.
Sorry. I mean, we can talk all day because I've been going through this for the first time in my life, and it seems to be about all I want to talk about too.
Right.
But the question I wanted to ask you, starting out, is Legends of the Arena coming up on June the 27th. Let's tell us a little bit about what came about and how this event started to come to fruition.
Okay, well, I mean, everybody knows what happened to my family last year. I lost my dad and my sister to cancer in September. And then in October, my other sister was diagnosed with kidney cancer, and they had to remove one of her kidneys, and thank God she's fine. But I was doing a couple autograph signings, and there was such a turnout for the original ECW people. And I just got it in my mind that I think there's still a want and a need for people to come and see the original product. So I wanted to put a show together that would showcase, the older guys, and then also be able to give a donation to a charity. And the charity that I wanted, obviously, was, the American Cancer Society. So we just started calling people, and we have it's close to 35 wrestlers so far, and we have a lot more on the way. We have some surprises on the way. We're not trying to release, I don't want to release everything right away, so every week we're releasing more names and more surprises, and I think it's just going to be a great show. So I'm really excited about it, and if the money that we donate helps one family, then it'll be all worth it, because I wouldn't want anybody to ever go through what my family had to go through with this. So hopefully we can make a difference in somebody's life.
Now, I'm starting to notice that a lot of wrestlers are starting to get involved in these causes. I know that we've done some things with Michelle Mupo to raise money for various things on this show, and I'm sure you were involved in those as well. And Chuck Palumbo is raising money for the troops. This is really good to see that the wrestlers are starting to really give back, and obviously with such a personal connection that this has to you, this must be it must be special to you to also contact these guys and know that they're there for you and they're there to do this event.
Exactly. I mean, it really doesn't affect you until it hits home, and I've always, felt bad for people who have gone through this type of thing, but until it hits you, you don't realize the impact that it has on, your life. And just going through it, I wanted to try and make a difference, and then reaching out to these people, like Gary Wolf said it best last week. He said, we don't see each other that often, but we're always going to be family. And that's the way I feel about those guys. And I mean, I was on the road with them for 7 years straight, and sometimes we were on the road 5 days a week. I spent many holidays with them in locker rooms. Instead of eating a big turkey dinner, we're eating, turkey on white bread, lunch meat. You know what I mean? We've been through a lot together, and to not see them for so long, but then to talk to them and have them respond the way they did to this was, really warms my heart, and it just goes to show you who your friends are in this business. So I definitely know who my friends are, and I'm just, so excited just to do this, and really excited just to get, the guys back together again, because we don't see each other a lot. We don't get to perform together a lot, and it's just going to be just a laid-back fun night with, no booker looking down anybody's, screaming at anybody, or just nobody's going to be walking on eggshells. It's just going to be a fun night of wrestling, and just a lot of old times renewed, and a lot of memorabilia, So it should be a great event. I'm really looking forward to it.
In this case, wouldn't you be the booker?
Yeah. Yeah. If there's going to be there's going to be nobody, it's really, I mean, yeah, I'm the booker, but it's not like I'm going to walk around like in a suit and telling people what to do. It's just going to be, basically I'm just going to tell people, who do you want to work with? Okay, you want to work with this guy? Go do a match. Do what you want. Make it good.
So you're not going to be walking around screaming on a cell phone?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
I don't. I don't picture myself doing that. I just want I want everybody to have a good time. I want the fans to have a good time, and I want the guys to have a good time. And when we get together, all the boys are great, and they just people said, I want to work with so and so. Okay, fine, do what you want. So a very laid back night, and it's just gonna be a lot of fun. We just want to give the fans their money's worth and give them as much for their dollar as we possibly can. So we're trying to think of new things to add to the Fan Fest, and I mean, there's already a ton of things that we're offering right now, but we're working on other things that we're going to add, and it's just going to be a great event, great all-day event. So,
are you surprised at how successful and how well remembered these things are? Because I know that there was a Fan Fest recently that was just ECW guys. I know that there at these events, there's a lot of people who show up still wanting just to see the ECW originals, and obviously you're bringing it back to the arena, the place where it all really began. Are you surprised at how well people are going to respond to this and how well they have responded to it already?
You know, at first I think people miss the product. It's great because there's a lot of fans that come up to me at signings, and they're obviously younger, but they have watched us through DVDs or on 24/7. So they weren't around for our first run, but they're seeing us, you know, now they're watching things that, you know, are 10 years old. And they're telling me, oh, my God, this stuff is better than anything that anybody else, you know, ever put out. And, you know, I couldn't make it to the arena the first time, but, you know, I'm going to come see you this time, which is really great, you know. And then, of course, you have the diehard original fans. And, I mean, they've been loyal since day one. And, you know, I get emails all the time saying, well, you know, I don't watch the product that's on now, but I take out my old DVDs and I watch you guys. So it's really nice to hear that people still care, and obviously you have to move on. You know, nothing lasts forever, and we get it. It's nice to hear that people still want that product, and you know, if we can give it to them for one more night, then so be it. Hopefully, you know, and they'll have a good time.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to ask you a little bit. Actually, Patrick just rejoined us the call. And Patrick
I'm sorry, my phone
had
died.
mentioned.
I'm back.
Sorry, but welcome back, Pat. Now, Francine, we wanted to talk to you about this because there's been a couple people through the years who have borrowed your moniker of the Queen of Extreme. Lita did for a while, I know, and I actually was just told right off the air, right before we started, that Patrick saw that you had a new moniker, and maybe you could shed some light on it. Pat, did you want to mention it?
Sure. I was in a DVD store a few days ago, and I was looking through the wrestling section with a few friends, and I caught a WEW DVD. And obviously it had your name on it and everything, but it listed you as the Queen of Ecstasy. Is that like a result of a name change, or was there some legal thing involved with that? Do you still own Queen of Extreme?
I've never heard of that before. That must have been a misprint.
Okay, because I got worried. I was having a panic attack right there in the store.
No.
Like, that's not her right name.
Nobody has ever said that to me before. This is the first I'm hearing of it. So,
okay.
Yeah, my husband next to me, he said he calls me that, but no one else does. I've never heard that before. It was in print?
Yeah, it was right there on the back of the box. It said, Big Star, Queen of Ecstasy, Francine.
that must have been a misprint. No, they've never called me that on air. I've never even heard that statement. So, no, it's not true.
If you were the Queen of Ecstasy, Juventud Guerrero might be hanging around you a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't comment on that. I don't know.
Couldn't resist. Well,
okay.
I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Where can people find out more information on the Legends of the Arena event?
They can go to the www.myspace.com/Legends of the Arena. We have a whole page dedicated to the show. There's actually a slideshow with all of the pictures of all the wrestlers who are already booked on it. We're blogging weekly. We're having press releases. You know, it gives you a little bit of a background why I'm running this show. And then if you're interested in buying tickets, you can go to www.thearena.biz. So, you know, it's everything you need is basically on the MySpace page. So there's more information on there.
Absolutely. Now, the reaction has been mostly positive. There's been a couple negative things, and I can't imagine why anybody would, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to really kind of publicize it. But what I will ask you is the letters ECW, obviously you can't use them, but how much of a conscious effort goes into everything that you do? I can't say Extreme, I can't say ECW because Vince is going to, you know, yell at me.
It's pretty hard. I mean, that's why I keep saying originals, you know, and pretty soon I'll probably have that copyrighted too, so I'm going to have to think of another word to use. But, I mean, people, I mean, just look at the page. Every single person that was on that page is a former ECW worker, you know, so you get it. I mean, anybody that knows me knows these guys. They know what kind of music to expect, so I basically don't have to say his letters, you just know it automatically. But it is hard not to say it. I mean, when I do radio shows, I try not to say those letters, and a couple of the guys were like, "Oh, we don't follow rules. You can say whatever you want." And I'm like, "Okay, but I don't want to get in trouble."
You're right.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
You got Shane Douglas coming on the event, and I know you guys have had a rocky relationship through the years. How are you guys getting along these days?
We've been fine since Hardcore Homecoming 4 years ago. I mean, we've kept in touch over the phone, and we're actually been trying to get booked together. We were talking about actually, starting to be like a package deal, but then I got pregnant. So I kind of told him, well, I can't get in the ring, so that's kind of on the back burner. But I mean, we'll be doing signings together and stuff like that. But we talk on the phone and everything's fine. Whatever happened before to me is just, in the past, and things were said, and we both talked about everything, and we're fine. And I'd rather have him as a friend than an enemy, and we get along. So no worries,
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And just to let everybody know, we're going to be doing the best we can to promote this event for you. We got a couple guests that we actually contacted ourselves, and they volunteered to come on to help promote the event. Jason Knight was one of them, and his wife Sherry, by the way, is very nice, isn't she?
Great, yeah. Great couple.
She's incredible, and I mean, we're having him on. We're going to try and get Just Incredible, who also agreed to do it. So we're going to get as many people on without having to bother you and knock down your door to say, hey, could you get us interviews? We're going to do everything we can to do it just on our own accord, if I could speak, and to help you out the best we can. And I really do appreciate what you're doing with this, and I know it's for you and from your heart, and you're doing it for the right reasons. So.
Right.
Like I said, when I was promoting Staten Island, I really enjoy the idea of helping out some causes here, and there's no better cause than this one. So I really want to thank you.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to raise awareness. I mean, you always look at your life, and there's so many things that you can complain about, but then there's always that one person who is worse off than you. And I've always believed in that, but it really came to terms with me last year, and I just told myself, that the things that I worry about are so irrelevant. You have your family, your health, and then everything is secondary. So I know what's important in my life, and I just want to try to help raise awareness and help other families who, have to deal with the same thing that I dealt with. And, hopefully it'll be a successful night. That's the main goal. And, like I said, I myself, but I just want a fun night, raise some money for some, unfortunate families, and get together and have fun. And that's the basics of it. I'm not looking to, start a promotion again or anything like that. It's, I wouldn't want to do that because this show is driving me absolutely crazy with everything that has to happen. So,
Have you kept a tally of all the interviews you had to do so far for this?
No, and you know what? I don't mind. I mean, I appreciate the press, and I appreciate everybody. You guys have been wonderful. I appreciate everybody helping us promote it, and it's just our hearts are. I'm sorry?
Did somebody
Hello?
say something? Oh, I think the Blog Talk Radio lady just interrupted us. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
We're
that's
still
okay.
trying to get used to everything.
Okay. Yeah, he switched over, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what she said. I did hear a little like a British lady voice, and no, it wasn't my wife. So
I heard the Charlie Brown teacher.
Charlie.
I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know. Okay.
I do have to, before we let you go, we just got a question in from the chat room, and it actually might be a little embarrassing. They posted a link to a YouTube video of you. Now, you know how when WWE, WWF, ECW, when there was a cute girl in the crowd, how the cameraman always seemed to find a way to find the camera angle and get a shot of her in the crowd? Mm-hmm. There's a shot of you during a Steiner Brothers match from 1983.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
somebody.
Let me tell you about that. I entered. There was this when I lived in Philadelphia. There was a channel, and it was called Video Jukebox Network. I don't know if it's still around or not, but you would call, and if you wanted to see a specific video, you'd pay like 99 cents or something like that, and you can watch a video. And So I was watching it the one day, and they had this WrestleMania contest or something, and I had sent a postcard in, because this is way before I even went to wrestling school. Just being a fan, I thought, oh, that would be cool. Well, they picked my postcard, so I ended up winning the contest. And WWF flew me out to New York, and I got to go to a Raw. And it was so funny because that's when they had it at the Manhattan Center, when they were taping one live taping, and then they would do one live and then one tape. So it was basically 2 weeks in one night. And I just remember they had a limo for me, and I took a girlfriend of mine, and me and my girlfriend get out of the limo, and it was, I guess the seats back then were general admission because the line was like around the corner, like you had to wait in line to get your seat. Well, they brought me right up to the front, and the whole line booed us. Forget that. The whole, I mean, there was hundreds of people outside, and we got booed because we got shuffled right through the door, and they sat me right in the front row, and that's why I was there. And then I had to go to this, we did this WrestleMania party, and I actually did a commercial with Vince McMahon for the Video Jukebox Network.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I never even knew about that. That's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it
Now,
might have only aired in Philadelphia. I'm not really sure if it was a syndicated thing or not. I don't know how many cable companies actually had that channel, but that's why I was in the front row, because I got the seats were for free, and we won them. So that was the story about that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
was
raid.
there any mention? What's that?
I'm gonna go raid YouTube tonight to find that. That sounds hilarious.
I just was sitting there. I mean, it was really no big deal, but everybody seems, this is before she got, because I didn't even know, I never even met a wrestler at that point. I was just a fan of the show, and then they sent me out there. So that's what happened with that.
Now, when you
and then I got the bug.
You got the what again?
And then I got the bug, and I wanted to perform, so I went to wrestling school, but that's a whole other story.
Exactly. Now, when you actually made it to WWE, did they remember? Did you have any desire to say, did you remember this? Or was
No.
it like,
Oh, hell no.
I hope they don't.
No, I mean, I didn't really care, but I mean, the one meeting I had with Vince, I mean, he was very adamant in telling me that he knew nothing about ECW. So I knew right off the bat he wouldn't even remember something that happened like 16, 17 years earlier. You know what I mean? So I just didn't even think to say, well, remember that thing we did? Because then I would have looked like an idiot. So I never said it. Didn't feel the need. I didn't think it would help a push. You know what I mean?
Well, they couldn't have helped the push that he never saw ECW though either.
I know. That whole thing's a mess. But what can you do? You live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and you move on, and what you have done. And I mean, I wish you, again, we're going to let you off the phone in just a second, but we do wish you the absolute best of luck with the baby. And I mean, it's really cool.
I'm really happy for you guys. Absolutely.
It really is cool. I mean, you would have told me 3 years ago that the person I was doing a radio show with was going to have a baby within a month of when my wife, and if you would have told me I would have been married 3 years later, I'd have told you you're crazy. So it's really very cool how everything turns out. So it really is cool. And
well,
thank you so
what,
much
you have to grow up a little bit, and like I said, your priorities change, and you become a little older, and you realize, you can't be running around like this forever. And I mean, I've always wanted a family from day one, so now I have everything that I've ever wanted, and I have no desire to be on the road or be involved in wrestling full time at all. I mean, this was my life goal. Everybody says, well, what did you aspire to be? And I'm like, a mother, a wife. That's been my since I was a kid. It's true, and that's all I wanted. And I'm happy that I had the opportunities that I had, and the wrestling was great, but, for me, that's kind of over with. And if I do things, little things here or there, that's fine, but it's not something I never want to make a full-time comeback. And, it's just not what I want. I have what I want now, and I'm very, very content and very happy. So, very blessed.
Absolutely, and everybody that we've talked to has always said that you're happier than you've ever been. And knowing you the little bit that I do, I notice that you are happier than you ever were. So, again, we are thankful and glad to see that is the case. And anytime you want anything promoted, we're going to get some banners up on the website. I did send an email over, so anytime I can get this promoted for you. We're going to do everything we can, and if you want to send us anybody, we're not going to ask you for interviews because I promise you I wouldn't. If you want to send us anybody to help promote it, just let us know.
Yeah, I definitely
do absolutely
will.
everything we can.
And I do appreciate that, and we'll just keep in touch, you know. And to all of you, I just appreciate everything you guys have done for us. And if you need anything on your end, you let me.
Absolutely, I will do. And one last thing, one last time. Let's plug the websites. This way, people can find it and get these tickets. Where can they find out the information on Legends of the Arena?
They can go to www.myspace.com/Legends of the Arena. And if you want to buy tickets, you could go to www.thearena.biz.
All right. Well, thanks again, Francine, for stopping by one more time on a Wednesday night. And hopefully we'll be seeing you again soon. And if we don't, I want to again wish you the best of luck with both this venture as well as, of course, your baby. So thanks again.
And you as well. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, Francine. Get some sleep.
Too. All right now. Bye-bye.
All right. Take it easy. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Queen of Extreme, Francine, or not the Queen of Ecstasy.
Not the Queen of Ecstasy, yeah.
Not the Queen of Ecstasy, joining us here on the interactive interview here on Blog Talk Radio and WrestlingEpicenter.com. We invite everybody who's out there, if you want to call in, you're welcome to do so. We're going to be taking a break in just a moment, but if you want to get in on the fun, give us a call at 347-237-5691. Give us a call. We'll be waiting for your call. And when we get back, we're going to be talking a little bit about wrestling, Vince McMahon, who we just mentioned a few moments ago, and a lot more. So we're going to have a lot of hot topics. Stay tuned for more from the interactive interview here on Wrestling Epicenter and Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, my name is James Walsh, and you are listening to the Wrestling Epicenter here on YouTube. I want to thank you for finding us. Please do me a favor and click that subscribe button and the notifications bell. And if you get the chance on this video, click the like button. If you do, it'll turn blue. Check it out. Also, check out WrestlingEpicenter.com for all this great content available in MP3 format, our online store that'll keep us going free and clear, daily news updates, as well as all the information from the history of professional wrestling you could possibly ever want. Check out WrestlingEpicenter.com online right now. Without any delay, let's get to your interview here on the Wrestling Epicenter.